Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video. Today we'll be changing mixed numbers to improper fractions. If you would like to see more math content, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like, share, and comment on my videos. I hope you have a wonderful day and be a positive change in someone else's life. Bye. Hi everyone. We're going to go from fractions to decimals. I'm starting off with the fraction of 1/8. Quick reminder before we get started. Every fraction is also a division problem. So that fraction bar that you see is also a division bar. They're telling us they want to see how many times can 8 go into 1. Well, off the top of my head, I know that, 8 can't go into the number 1. So that lets us know that our answer will be a number that is less than 1. So to the side, I'm going to do a division problem of 8 going into number 1. And since I know that 8 cannot go into the number 1, our answer is going to be a number that's smaller than 1. So I'm going to bring it out 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places for most teachers. Now I go through the process of seeing how many times 8 can go into 1. Well, 8 cannot go into 1, so I'm going to put a placeholder. I'm now going to bring up my decimal, and now I'm going to see how many times 8 can go into 10. 8 can go into 10 one time. So now I do 8 times 1. That gives us 8. And now I'm going to subtract 10 minus 8. That gives me 2. I'm going to then bring down my 0. That gives us 20. And now I think about how many times can 8 go into 20. 8 can go into 20 2 times because 8 times 2 is 16. I'm going to subtract again. When I subtract, I'm going to get 4. And then I bring down my 0. And now I have 40. I now think about 8 can go into 40 5 times. And that gives me 40 as well. After this, I do not have a remainder. It is 0. When you divide your numerator and your denominator, this is going to give you what your number is as a fraction, as a decimal. So 1/8 is 125 10,000ths as a decimal. I'm going to also do another one. The other one that I'm going to do is going to be 7 1/5. This has a whole number and a fraction. Whenever you have a whole number and a fraction, the first thing that you're going to do is always take your whole number, and it's going to be your whole number for your decimal. So now you have a whole number of 7, and you'll have a fraction afterwards. You're going to go through the same process that we just did of dividing your denominator into your numerator of 1. So we're going to see how many times 5 can go into the number 1. So to the side again, we're going to have 5 divided by 1, and we're going to bring it out 3 decimal places, just in case we need them all. So now I think about, can 5 go into 1? Well, no. 1 is a very small number, and 5 is bigger than 1. I pull up my decimal. Can 5 go into 10? The answer is yes. It can go 2 times. And so now we have 5 times 2. That gives us 10. I subtract. And now I have a remainder of 0. So that lets me know that I can actually stop. This is a decimal that only has 1 decimal place past, that goes only 1 decimal place. So our answer is 7 2/10 for our answer. 7 1/5 is equal to 7 2/10 as a decimal. We're also going to look at going from decimals to fractions. Now, going from decimals to fractions, the first thing you need to think about is your place values. So we're going to start with the decimal of 2 75/100. First thing I think about is, how many decimal places do I have? I have 2 decimal places that I need to think about. Here's a quick little hint for those that may have issues remembering your decimal places. We have our decimal, We have tens place, because if you put a 1 here, that creates a 10. Now, we have hundreds place. If you put a 1 there, you have 100. If we were to go in the opposite direction, which means going to the right of your decimal, we would go, this is also tens place. I've done this little trick with my students, because if we were to take this 1/10 and put it into a fraction, it would be 1/10. If we go over another place, it will be 1/100. Another place value, 1/1000. Because we have thousands place. 10, hundreds, and thousands. Now, going back to our problem that we have here, we have 2 and 75 hundredths. So that's 2 decimal places. And that lets us know that we will be in this spot, 1/100. They're telling us that 75 will be over 100 because it is in the hundredths place. Our fraction is 2 and 75 hundredths as a fraction. But this fraction, 75 over 100, can be reduced. Some people like to do very large numbers to reduce by. Some people like to do very small numbers. I like to go with the first one that I see. I noticed that both my 75 and my 100 end in a 0 and a 5. That sends off signals to let me know that, ooh, I can divide by 5. So now I have 75 divided by 5. That gives me 15. So now we have 2 and 15 over 100 divided by 5 gives us 20. I still notice that I can still reduce my 15 over 20. So I'm now going to reduce it by 5 again. So now I have 2 and 15 divided by 5 gives us 3. 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. So 2 and 75 hundredths reduces down to, as a fraction, 2 and 3/4. Now, there is another way you could have done it. You could have started off by reducing your 2 and 75 hundredths by 25 to start off with. It would have given you the same exact answer, just much faster. If you have a problem with mental math, I would not do this way. I would go with the one that you noticed at first. And now we have 75 divided by 25. That gives you 3, because remember, there are 3 quarters and 75 cents. And now we have 100 divided by 25. There are 4 quarters in $1. I hope this was able to help you with changing from fraction to decimal form and decimal form to fraction form. Please stay tuned for all other videos that I have, and have a great day. Goodbye.